Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today I make a cabbage salad with kale and red cabbage, and a very simple one. I have two cruciferous vegetables here. That's the healthiest food we have. Some say, Western medicine, you know, very focused on the most important diseases, and so they say these kind of vegetables, the dark leafy greens or the red cabbage is, I guess that's also in that class, but it's red, that doesn't matter. They are super healthiest. This is a red cabbage, a small one, half one. You see the beautiful structure here. It's so beautiful. And this is a kale, a dinosaur kale. I already chopped it up in small pieces. Here I want to show you what it looks like, so you know what I have here. This is a dinosaur kale, they call it, I guess. And they don't have it always in Germany. But since we know in America they have it all the time, they begin to have it here too in some shops. So I take out this leaf here in the middle of the stem, take it out, cut it away. And this one is then cut 1, 2, 3, as very small, many, and then in the opposite here, like this, until it is small. Because the dinosaur leaf, kale here with this, like the animals, you know, with this skin, the reptiles. That's why I guess they call them like that. It's a beautiful leaf here. They are like this. That's their size. And this is a little bit softer than the kale we usually know. They have in America. I've seen they have so many different kinds of kale. Dinosaur kale is one. And they call it black kale. And then they have the other kale, the regular kale that is in Germany. They have it all the time. There's a curly leaf, the very firm. Yeah. I would cut that even smaller, maybe massage it with salt or with vinegar, apple cider vinegar, massage it and let it sit for a while so that the cells can really break up and release the nutrients so that we can take them, because it is super high in nutrients, the kale. It's the highest at all the food we have. But you have a little bit hard time to digest it, to absorb it, because you have to chew it that well. That's why we have some tricks here, like massaging it and cutting it in small pieces. And so, but dinosaur kale is pretty soft, so that doesn't need to be cut so small. Yeah, that small is not necessary. I use like this, that's okay. You can eat that easily. You see, this is not that very small. It's medium. Yeah, so that's 3 or 4 leaves or so. Not that, of course, that gets smaller when you hack it, when you chop it up, when you mince it. It gets smaller, but it's still very powerful in foreign nutrients. So I want to show you how to cut something here today with the red cabbage. See, I show you again. And the stem in the middle, I have to take that out because that is really too firm. Put it in a salad, but you can eat it. Same with the stems here. While I did that, preparing this recipe, I ate the stems like rabbit. And that is fun. They are a little bit bitter, sweet and bitter, but it's nice because the feeling when you have it in the mouth and chew it, it really gets nice, and you feel also the power there in the stem, the nutrients. I like to chew them, but if not, you can feed it to the rabbits, or you can make a juice out of it. I like it to chop it up, to chew it up. And here I show you how I cut the center part out. To cut it out, it's easy. I just, like this, with the tip of the knife, like this, here. That's delicious. Yeah, you can snack on it. Yeah, you wouldn't put it on a salad maybe, not necessarily, because there the ingredients play together all. Yeah, but this is more on its own, just to have a little snack, if you like it. I do. The other side too, and then I show you how to cut it. It's very easy. The red cabbage, see, there's still some big pieces here and here, but that is okay. You can put it like this together, back together, and then once the center is out, on the cutting board, and the fingers, you keep the fingers like this, and the knife never moves toward the fingers, because this is supposed to be sharp. You always cut away from the fingers, so you can never cut always away from the finger. The fingers, you hold it, You cut away from it. Yeah. So not like this. That's dangerous. The chefs, you learn that in cooking class. But here you just cut away, and the fingers go a little bit to the inside, so you don't cut into the fingers. That's so important. I stress it's so important. And now you do like this. Yeah, you put the tip of the knife on the cutting board like this, and then you chop it down like this. Not like this. It's a different style of cutting. Like this, without sound. That makes sense to me. And then I cut small slices from the red cabbage piece, and then you have perfectly bite-sized pieces. You see? If you are a chef and cook for many people, then this is supposed to be very fast. I do it very slowly now because I only cook for myself. I don't need to be that fast. I just can be an amateur. Yeah, like this, you will be faster. And you cut away from your fingers. You never cut your fingers. And that is very important. There are many accidents in the kitchen, and you better avoid it. But this is what you have now. You see, when you cut the red cabbage, you see there's a small piece of cabbage, and this is what comes out of it. It's a lot. And these are crunchy. The red cabbage is crunchy. That means it is not very chewy. So that when it's chewy, like the kale here, then it is hard to eat. This is nice to eat. And you can put it in a salad with a nice dressing. It's a lot here. It's very powerful. That's also why they call the cabbage part of the winter vegetables. In winter, you have plenty of these and these vegetables. And then with the high nutrient content, they are warming. That's why winter. Yeah, winter. And also, of course, they are durable. You can harvest it in autumn. You get these cabbages, especially kale. Kale, typically in Germany, it's famous in Germany, but only in winter. After the first frost, then they harvest the kale. It grows all through the year. It grows very slowly. Plants like this, usually like this, a little bushes almost, between tree and bush. And then they grow slowly all through summertime. And the harvest then, when the first frost comes, the leaves are almost sweet. After the first frost directly there, that's the best time to harvest, and they're full of nutrients and even sweet. If you buy a kale in a shop, and you can have a sweet one or a bitter one, it depends. But when it's harvested perfectly after the first frost, you have a wonderful flavor. And of course it's better, but I take what I get. I don't know, I have no own kale in the garden. I had it once, but now no more. Yeah, so I get it in the health food shop when I'm lucky. So I put now my red cabbage into the bowl. And now the kale on top, the green and red I have now. It's beautiful together, these colors. See, they are so nice together, these colors, right? It's a beautiful color, right? It's red and green, isn't that beautiful? Among my favorite colors. Yeah, and then I have an apple. That's always a good advice. When you have a kale recipe or cabbage recipe, put an apple or an orange in there. Also when you cook it, they cook it with oranges and apples here in Germany. I guess that is very classic because they have this sweet and sour flavor. Here that's one apple. I quarter the apple, cleanse a little bit, and then I have these triangles, cut it down, yeah. And you have these pieces, very easy. But the apple is perfect for kale and for cabbage. Very nice. When I cut my apple, I put a little lemon juice on top so that apple doesn't turn brown. It's nicer if it tastes a little bit light. Otherwise, not so important if you eat it right away. But here, now three main ingredients, and that's usually how I begin a recipe. Make it very easy. And now I have a topping. Another ingredient, and that is very special. Today I'm going to show you. I prepared an onion. It's one whole onion. It's a yellow onion. And I cut it into small, thin slices. Yeah. And then I put it into a glass with apple cider vinegar and with agave syrup, agave nectar, and a little bit of water. So a huge amount of agave, 5 big tablespoons or 5 tablespoons maybe, and such a cup of apple cider vinegar, because I tried it without. I tried to use the onion to marinate only in apple cider vinegar. And then I put the onions after 1 day, I put it into the salad, and it was just so sour that the whole salad was dominated by the sour onion. I mean, onion can be very sharp, and when you marinate it hot, yeah, then the hot bite, the bite of the onion goes away. It tastes like a vegetable. The crunch is still there, but it's not that hot anymore. It's not hot at all anymore. It's like a vegetable. It's very easy. So it's a very pleasant way to eat an onion. But when I put it into this marinade, together with, as I said, with the agave nectar, or you can have date syrup, date mousse you can take, yeah, a lot of date mousse, then the onion is not that sour anymore. And then it is nice in the salad, because it cannot dominate the salad. That is not good. Yeah? I just put it here onto a sieve on a colander to get rid of the apple cider vinegar. And of course I will keep this. I will take it for the next onion, of course, when I make one. And then here I get out here the onion, the apple cider vinegar a little bit. And see, this is what I have for the slices from the onion, you see. That's what it looks like. It's still dropping a little bit. The vinegar goes out, and the agave nectar. Put it on a cutting board and make it a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. It does not really matter, but I guess it's nicer because the other ingredients, they all have a certain size. So it's nicer if the ingredients have a similar size. Sometimes that's nice. It depends. So I took the other side of the knife, not the sharp side, the other side, the blunt side, and then I can scrape it down from the cutting board, because you always have to sharpen these knives. These knives are for life. Cutting board and knife, chef knife that's called, if you don't know, that is the most important tool for a chef, I would say. And when I would decide, I would say cutting board and knife, chef's knife. Because these knives, they are for life. You only have to buy one in your life. This was $70 or $70 in euro, of course, pretty much the same. And it was a very special offer. I was lucky. Then I will keep for my life, and then I sharpen it all the time. You have to sharpen it. And when you sharpen it, and then you don't want to do it, make it blunt again by using the wrong side of the cutting board, yeah, to scrape it. Then the knife isn't sharp anymore, and you have to do it again all the time. So the back side, that is the way to do it. That's why I heard the chefs told me. And one not my idea, but it works, I guess. So now I have everything together here. 1 onion, 1 apple, a small piece of red cabbage, yeah, cut into crunches, and the kale, the dinosaur kale. And now I show you my dressing. That's why I made this salad, to use this dressing. It's a Garlic Macadamia Mayonnaise. How to make it, you can watch in the video. It's linked under this video. And it's with macadamia nuts, the avocado to make it a mayonnaise, the apple cider vinegar, that's good for mayonnaise because it's a biting sour flavor. Is very nice with the mayonnaise. If you don't have it, you can take a lemon, of course. And then Himalayan salt, chili pepper, red chili pepper, garlic, of course, and some mustard seeds. If you take too many of the mustard seeds, it can be a little bit too tart. So you be careful with mustard seeds. You can also take just a teaspoon of mustard, yeah, if you like. But you can watch that in the video. Just be careful with the mustard seeds. They can make an unpleasant flavor. They're very hot, so only a small amount. Yeah. It's something so nice in a mayonnaise with a mustard that makes it really a little bit nicer. It gives a little bit of bite, but be careful with that. Just try. Here, now I show you my mayonnaise, and here goes onto my salad. You see, blop. I can take a nice amount, not too much. Whoops. Maybe a cup or so. You see that goes back into the refrigerator. It's a nice portion for maybe 3-4 more salads. And I like to make my dressing ahead of time, so now I can make a salad And we new salad in just 5 minutes. I just explain a little bit longer now so you have an idea what I did and why I did. But when I do it for myself, I can make a salad in 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, a new salad, just by using the pre-made dressing, because making the dressing can take some time. You have it ready, it saves some time. So now I mix everything, I toss it, and the mayonnaise is nice with the cabbage because the cabbage has the firm leaves and the firm pieces, and that's why you can use a thicker, creamier dressing. And the mayonnaise also is high in fat, and that means these strong flavors from the cabbage, that is very nice carrying on the fat. Fat is the carrier of flavors. So these flavors here, they are very nicely carried and harmonized by the mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is a wonderful dressing, salt mayonnaise we call it, and I just have to toss everything nicely because it shouldn't be too, because the pieces are so small. I want to make sure they are all apart and nicely coated with the mayonnaise. And then I enjoy it. It's a nice one. So let's see, I mixed it now. It should be good now because last time I tried it for myself, it was with a very sour onion. It was not so good. I ate it, I enjoyed it. It was super healthy, it felt great. But to serve it to others, I would like to have it nicely balanced. Let's see if that works now with the onion. Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Well, I take a little bit of salt. The cabbage takes a lot of flavor. It's well known for that. Just a little bit of salt here on my hand. On top. And maybe a little bit of the chili pepper. Also, that's in the mayonnaise already, but I just take a little bit more for my salad here. It's just a small amount. Because as I said, the cabbage is it takes a lot of spices. Just a little bit more. Tune just a little bit. Tune it just a little to my taste buds. It's always nice. A pre-made dressing, sometimes you want to add a little bit something, to adjust a little bit. Oftentimes it's not needed, but sometimes, especially with these very strong ingredients here, they're nutrient dense. Taste it again, check it. No. Have a nice bite. Yes. A little bit more salt and chili. Perfect. Here. It's a wonderful winter salad that keeps me warm and energized. That makes really a wonderful feeling in the stomach. It warms, you can feel that, it's so powerful. One thing more, the cabbage and family, it's in the Cruciferous family. The cruciferous vegetables, they grow crosswise, the little blossoms, but they begin to grow. And these kind of cruciferous vegetables, they are also so healthy because they have maybe the healthiest nutrient inside that is known to modern medicine, that is called sulforaphane. When you cook cabbage, for example, you have this strong sulfuric flavor, or fragrance, or smell all over in the house, you know. Everybody knows that cabbage flavor, nobody likes it. That's this sulfuric flavor, and the sulforaphane, it's called. That is the most powerful anti-cancer substance. That's why broccoli is super healthy. There's a lot of broccoli is kale and cabbage and horseradish and radishes. That's all in there. So that's why it's super healthy too. I'm a big fan. I will definitely come up with more recipes now. Days are getting colder, and you can make so many things with cabbage. It's so easy. and it's inexpensive, always available, and of course in winter. So, thanks for watching. Next time more. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe MDV on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.